Alright, we're back. I went ahead and dug some more out here in the corners. It's a little difficult to do. You really need a good pointy little knife for that, a very sharp one. You see I went to a different knife once again. I have several different knives that I use. Some people use the same knife all the time. You'll see me switch to different knives along the way when I'm carving, you know, with different projects as well. But this is what I have so far. What you want to do is you want to take all this rough stuff, but we're going to go to his face first before we finish the rest of him up. Just like a Santa, we're going to do a little mustache. All right. And we'll have little cheeks on him. We'll worry about that, but let's take our knife. Let's get back. We're just going to go, now his nose is pretty good the way it is. I'm kind of happy with the way. I need it tucked under a little further underneath the hat. And that's very simple to do. It's just recutting it and, you know, cutting it out again. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little mustache here. So we're just going to follow this out little ways, just like so. And then one for the center. Match it up. It's a little off, but it's alright. Like I said, I had no idea what this thing was going to look like. I just had an idea of doing a shepherd. I really wanted one holding a lamb, and I will probably end up doing that eventually. But this is more for the beginner that wants something simple to do. And I haven't figured out how to do it out of a block yet. I will. I will. It's just a matter of time. I'll get it all figured out. So we're going to just follow this out. Okay. I'm going to follow this down. And I already have his lines on his hat, so we can do that once we're done with this. And I'm going to just sweep this up a little bit. Just like so. I love doing things out of a block. I think it's so much easier for beginners, and I just enjoy it. It's like, you know, it's whatever you enjoy doing in carving. You know, some people enjoy chip carving. Chip carving is not my most favorite thing because a lot of precision to it. Room of error is very, very small. So I think a lot of times that's why I like doing this, because if you make a mistake, there's always a way of fixing it. But there are people that enjoy that and get absolute relaxation from doing it. That's fine. I'm just going to go up here and try to clean this up a little bit. Alright, so there's our little face, and I'm going to make this a little deeper. And again, I'm going to use that, you know, I'm going to make it deeper right where the cut is, not so much flattening it down. That gives it the illusion it's deeper than it is. Alright, it's that depth perception that we talked about before. Alright, just like so. See how deeper that looks? Just doing that. I'm going to do the same thing down here. And we're going to put a little mouth in there, just like we do with the Santas. And I'm just going to stick out a little, put a little triangular cut down there. Alright, just like so. We'll put a little lip in there. Bring this up. Try to clean this out around the end. That's a little tough because you don't have quite the depth as you do on the top. Alright. Then the next thing we're going to do with this is we're going to put a little bit of a, because his beard goes up, so we're going to just do this. Alright, just like so. Try to match it a little bit. Alright, so I go off from the beard, the mustache, and I bring it up and around. Oops, that cheek's a little lower, so let's bring that up a little bit. So like I said, we who have been carving for a while redraw things all the time and try to make it match. And so what we want to do, we want to take our knife and we're just going to follow that just like so. Well, I'm going to round this mustache off just a tad, just to help me out a little bit. Alright, and I'm going to do a little more, and then this comes out and around. If you can't reach, you can't reach, say you're doing this and you can't reach up when you're making your cut, you can't reach up to the top because this is in the way. Just turn it around and recut it from the top to match your cut. Okay, that way you won't get the knife marks on the top of the hat. Alright, I'm trying to keep the hat flowing somewhat, you know, so you'll see it in a second. It'll all come together. I've never done, well, I take that back. I did do a shepherd many years ago. And what I'm going to do eventually, I'm going to show you my very first carvings. I don't think I've done that. They're at my parents' home. I have a whole shelf of stuff there from the very humble beginnings. And I'll show that to you eventually. I'm going to use this knife because that is just a little sharper. See what a difference a nice sharp knife makes. It does make a world of difference. It's not frustrating to carve that way. Okay, so we have we have the mustache and the beard almost completely done. And I'm going to round this beard off just a little bit. Down here I'm just going to round off the corner, or the tip of that beard. But I want that depth, so I'm going to just kind of leave that alone. Come up and around, we'll do this one. From your comments, or from some of the polls I've done, a lot of you like to see the caricatures done. So I'm going to see if I can get some more of that done, along with some more animals this coming year. Wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get this done before Christmas, but it sure looks like we will. Got plenty of time. I'm just rounding off that beard because I want to make sure that we can put our little marks on there. Now if you have a little V-tool, folks, by all you can use it when you put the mustache together and when you start putting the lines on. If you don't have one, you can do it the way I've been doing it, just putting, and I'll teach you how to do that on one of these segments. There you go. Alright, so there's the rough look of that. I'm going to clean it up a little bit more when I'm offline, like I said, so I can see it a little bit better where I am at right now. It's kind of hard for me to see everything exactly as it should be. Alright, I know there's a little brown mark on his nose that will eventually come off. Again, if you want to go back and reline things, that's okay. The next thing we're going to do is his hat. Let's do his feet. I'm sorry. Let's do his feet. I chopped it out a little bit, and what we're going to do is we're going to separate them. Okay? So put a little. Alright. And again, we're going to just round things up a little bit. At the top here, we're going to make sure that we have it going down and in, because feet are kind of flat than shoes, and so we're going to kind of have it go down a little deeper. Alright.